He's been keeping his eyes on the skies for as long as you can remember. News 25's Chuck Collins, Central Illinois' most experienced and trusted meteorologist.
I've been in the business 41 years and been in Peoria 40 years, and this is where I have lived just about all of my life. So I've always been a weather nut, but I've always loved radio and TV, so they all mesh together at the same time, and I've been extremely lucky. Since the station went on the air in 1953, you can count on one hand the number of individuals that have done evening weather on this station. And that's just some select individuals who have been doing it a long time.
When you want local weather at 10 p.m., wouldn't you want it from someone that knows Central Illinois? Someone who grew up here? A chief meteorologist with 2 seals of approval? That's why Chuck Collins is Central Illinois' choice for weather at 10 p.m.
I think I felt a flake.
It's snowing!
No, it was just from a tree.
It won't snow until later this week because the southern tracking storm system will collide with cold air from the north.
What? Where'd you learn that?
Chuck told me. He knows a lot about the weather.
They're talking about Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins.
Everyone is here for the big moment, and we're all very excited to find out whether or not spring is coming. Now, we don't want to startle the forecaster before he gives us his information, but folks, here he is, Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins. Chuck, you want to see your shadow?
Tonight we present to you, spring is in the air. Now when it comes to spring weather, you've heard the saying, April showers bring May flowers. And while we all love the return of those warm days, our weather can change quickly too. From storms, even unseasonably cold. Don't play around with your weather. Depend on the 25 News First Alert Weather Team, because when we know, you'll know.
Welcome back. Growing up, I got to watch Chuck on TV, and I dreamed that someday I would get to work with him, and I did. But not only that, he taught me how to be a good broadcaster. He even taught me how to present weather so I could cover Christmas. And I reached out to people across the country that also got that opportunity to learn from the great Chuck Collins, and this is what they had to say about working with him.
You know, I don't think very many people realize that Chuck is just one of 4 chief meteorologists that have actually served in that role at this TV station in the last nearly 75 years. It's a very small club, and Chuck has firmly put his name and face in that category, and he's going to be sorely missed.
To spend 50 years in this market, it's amazing, and so we're blessed and honored to have worked with Chuck.
So you take the trophy of working the longest with Mr. Chuck Collins. Talk about where your friendship begins.
I've known Chuck for about 25 years. Great guy to know, and really his personality is just, as you see every evening when you work with him, you know. But he has a serious side to him when it comes to his job.
Chuck Collins is a huge part of how I got here. When I was working at WEEK and WHOI, he gave me the opportunity to start learning how to forecast when I was primarily doing reporting out in the field.
There was a point when they needed someone to step in and do weather every once in a while, and you definitely were very encouraging during that, and actually you taught me why it's so critical to have somebody in the workplace who is willing to work with you, who is willing to mentor you. And even though that's a path I didn't pursue, you know, I'm down here in North Carolina now as our morning anchor, it reminded me when I was making this video, just all the words of encouragement you gave me and the uplifting advice. And you were willing to be there and see me through it if I did decide to go through with meteorology.
You know, I think back to my time in Peoria and some of the lessons that you taught, one that really sticks with me that I've even used in my job recently. Sometimes we're really busy, right? And there's a lot going on, the weather's active and you're trying to get, you know, information out. And I can still hear your voice saying, hey, we're not trying to save the world here. Let's get the information out clearly, let's be calm, let's be concise, and let's be accurate.
You know, the cool part about Chuck Collins is he has been and has created this because he is this guy. He's a guy you trust.
Right.
You know you're going to get the right story. He's not going to be over dramatic. He's not going to be under dramatic. He's a scientist. He gets it. He also understands how to talk one-on-one to people, and he happens to be from here, so I guess, he speaks our language, right?
And he's handy.
And he's a handyman. Oh yeah, he can fix your door.
That was his life. His family and broadcasting is his life. And you don't have that anymore. A true broadcaster for 40, 50 years.
Well, he's great, and I don't think he's probably changed any since we worked together and now you work together. His puns are just as punishing now as I think they probably were then.
So that started decades ago.
That's not new, no.
Charlie, my pal, nearly 50 years serving Central Illinois. Wow, that is incredible. I'm so excited for you, but you are truly going to be missed. People are going to miss, seeing you every night. Your dedication, your professionalism, your caring heart, and of course, your jokes.
I loved his corny sense of humor that he would work into his weathercasts. Like he would say, this forecast reminds me of the winter of 1978 when the air temperature was really cold, but the disco was really hot. It was a disco inferno. So he would just drop these little bits of humor into his forecast. It's funny.
He was a true friend and still is. And, I'm just wishing he and Linda many more happy, healthy retirement years.
Thank you so much, Chuck, and congratulations on your retirement.